Welcome back. Every Monday we delve into matters, politics, state of the nation, and touch on various things that are happening in the country. Well, today I'm privileged to be hosting MP-elect of Embakasi South, Mr. Julius Mawathe. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Asante.
Karibu.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Nashukuru.
Earlier on we were talking and you said you were here some years back.
Yes, I was actually in this building at KBC, and I was acting in one of the drama shows where Mama Kayai was my mom. Mzee Zubera, I don't know, Zubera was, I'm forgetting the man's name, but Mama Kayai was my mom. Yes, so this is not a new place to me. I am very, very much at home here at KBC TV station.
Karibu sana nyumbani.
Nashukuru pia kabla hapo pia I was the Hassan of masomo ya Kiswahili, darasa la 5. I was Hassan together with a lady who used to be called Maria while attending St. Peter Clever's Primary School just down the street from here.
Oh, so it seems you've been born and bred in town?
I'm born and brought up in Nairobi. Went to St. Peter Clever's Primary School and went to Parklands Boys High School. After that, born and brought up in Ziwani. So as I like saying in Sheng, mimi kijana mtaani.
Ni boy wa mtaani.
Mimi boy wa mtaa.
Karibu sana.
Nashukuru.
From acting to studies and then to politics, you've been one of the point men of Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka. Perhaps you can touch a little bit on your political journey together with Mheshimiwa. Yes,
actually I was lucky enough to have met a very nice gentleman by the name Joe Akech, who at that time was the chairman of our football team, Umeme FC in Ziwani, who accorded me the opportunity to go and play football and learn in the US. So I have gone to school at a college called University University of Texas in Dallas, where I graduated. And came back and started working for my party leader. At that time, we were all in one office, which is currently called Chungwa House. But at that time, a party called our party was ODM Kenya, where all of us were in. The likes of Ruto, Raila, we were all under one umbrella. And then we went our separate ways eventually, and we retained the ODM Kenya under the chairmanship of Maanzo, who was our chairman at that time, and leadership of Mheshimiwa Kalonzo. And the other group obtained the ownership of ODM from Imanyara, Gitobu Imanyara. And so I've been working closely with Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka for quite a while now, since 2006.
Okay, I know it's your constitution, right? But why Nairobi? Why not your backyard in Ukambani?
My backyard is Ziwani. My backyard is Nairobi. My backyard is Embakasi, where I came and lived. It is very common, especially for us Kenyans, to want to place somebody where their ethnic group might have originated. I am a Nairobian first, and I'm a Nairobian last, and will always be a Nairobian. So born and brought up in Nairobi, will always be a Nairobian, and hence the reason why after coming back from the US, I settled down at Imaradaima Estate, and I decided I saw the conditions of the lives of my members of my constituency, and I used to go and play football at a ground called Vision Ground, and I decided, no, I must change. It's not possible that people can continue to live in this state, or our constituency can be that far behind as far as development is concerned. I like saying, and I keep saying, Kileleshwa is Nairobi County. So is Mukuru, Kwanjenga, Nairobi County. Kileleshwa, Lavington is Nairobi County. So is Mukuru, Kwaruben. And so is Pipeline. So is Kware. we should have the same level of standard, the same level of amenities, the same level of facilities in Embakasi South as they have in other constituencies. So, and that's my fight, and that's my goal, and that one I know I will achieve.
Okay. You were elected, the courts nullified your election,
Yes.
and then in the by-election, we saw you win with a landslide.
Yes, and I thank God for having given me the opportunity to go back and reconnect with my people, because we ended up in a necessary and uncalled for by-election. But if I were to do it again, I would not change it, because God has given me the opportunity to go and back and reconnect, having been given the 3 months leave of vacation by the senior courts in Kenya. And I went back, and as I told you on day one when we met outside the Supreme Court, that I am glad I've been given this opportunity to go and actually talk to my people and ask them whether I am better, whether I'm a good enough leader for them, if I represent them correctly. And they overwhelmingly confirmed that I am the correct leader. And hence the reason why there was that landslide election, or rather victory, where where I think then with that I had 21,000 votes, and the next person had about 1/3 of that votes, with only 7,000 votes. Even after pulling so many strings, he sponsored 5 of people from my ethnic community, whom the 3 of them garnered, the 5 of them garnered 302 votes combined, and their intention was to come and supposedly divide my community's vote. Okay. But what he forgot is that my election was not going to come from my community and my community only. I was elected by members of even his own party, ODM. I can assure you, 85% of my votes.
Away from that, sorry to cut you short.
Yes.
Away from that, you are the leader for, let's say, it was about 1 year.
Yes.
What can you show people of Embakasi for that 1 year before now? Because at least now you are re-elected after the by-election.
Yes, I appreciate your latest question, but allow me to please conclude the statement with only just 2 additional comments. I was not elected by just a single specific ethnic group. I was elected by all communities combined. I was elected by members of, in Nairobi, we don't look at tribes. In Nairobi, we don't look at what is your ethnic background. In Nairobi, we look at quality leadership. Talking about quality leadership, that leads us to your second question, yes. Is what have I, what did I do in my first year? In my first year, in my only year, in my 1 year as a member of parliament, I constructed 12 classes at Kwanjenga Primary. And I put desks in those 12 classes, so that our students who were previously sitting 108, 106, 105 per classroom, now they sit approximately 48 to 51. By the way, Embakasi South is the only constituency in the country that has only 1 primary school. That's government. Embakasi South is the only...
Just one?
Only one, Kwanjenga Primary. It is the only constituency that only has one high school, Embakasi Girls only. Where do you expect our students to go to school? Where do you expect our kids to go to school? But anyway, we are working on that, and we're working to ensure that we resolve that, because we've already been given land by Our Lady of Nazareth, who have been very gracious, where we'll be putting up a boys' high school. We are working on making sure that we recover the land. The previous individuals, the previous leaders who were there, made sure that they sold off the public utilities, and even sold off a school that was constructed by Kenya Airways and Kenya Civil, Kenya Civil Aviation's Authority, and sold it to a private individual. But anyway, we're going to reclaim all that and ensure that our students have a place to go to school. Also, I put up a 450-bed dormitory at Embakasi Girls. I constructed 3 cable roads, one in plots 10, the other one in Kwanjenga. Kwaruben, a place called Egesa, and also again Kwaruben in Gateway. Very, very soon, we'll be putting up another Kera Road at a place called, we call it the street in Imara, and from Embakasi Girls in a road called Komido Road. So we've worked so much. I went to school through very, very challenging situation. School fees was not easily available for me, or rather readily available for me. So one of the things I decided is I will educate my students. I will educate my kids. Every child in Embakasi is my child, so I'll ensure that I educate them. I gave them bursary in year 1, and everybody that I gave a bursary form, I ensured that they did receive a check. We gave them bursary right before the nullification of my election, and the checks are continuing to be issued as we speak. So my goal is to educate, because what is the best gift that you as a parent can leave for your child?
Education.
Education.
Let's go to, you represent a constituency that has a huge population.
Yes.
And you look at Mukuru, Kwaruben, Kwanjenga, you look at Pipeline Estate.
Yes.
The social amenities,
Yes.
the water, the roads inside there. What are your plans for them?
It's been lacking. That's what I talked about, that there's need for us to find a way to equalize. They keep talking about equalization funds. The places like Mukuru, Kwanjenga, Mukuru, Kwaruben, the Kibras and the Maras, the Madares of this country, we need equalization funds to be able to raise the standards of livelihoods of our citizens, or rather residents, to the levels of the other constituencies. We don't have any, in a place like Mukuru, Kwanjenga, we don't have even a single inch of tarmac road.
It's true.
When I came on board, other than Catherine Dereva, we didn't have another tarmac road. The only thing was a rundown, what is it called? Cab road that had been done in a very flimsy way. So my aim is to, so far I have constructed in roads like Pipeline. You talk to people in Pipeline Estate, they tell you nowadays walk with slippers. After Friday, I wear slippers on Friday. I don't wear them, I don't put on my shoes again until Monday. But previously, people had to walk around with gumboots.
Yes.
Yes, and we are continuing to improve. Now my next target is Mukuru Kwanjenga, Mukuru Kwanjenga, Mukuru Kwanjenga. Ensure that I put enough roads or enough social amenities to be able to improve and grow the standard of life for my residents, from people in my constituency.
You've touched about the youth. And having a constitution that has a huge number of people, of course, there are lots of youth who are unemployed, and there may be rise to insecurity and crime. How are the youth going to benefit in your leadership?
What we're coming up with a youth program. One of the things we've inherited what is called a youth fund that has 0 shillings and that has no money. Because before we came on board, the previous inheritors or the previous holders of the office gave away the youth fund, and I understand supposedly told them that they don't need to pay them back. And don't forget, the youth fund is a revolving fund. So we're working with the ministry to ensure that we come up with programs to be able to ensure that we empower our youth. What we've done in the meantime to keep them busy, we've bought uniform for our 27 of our football teams. We've paid FKF fees for 25 of them to be able to participate in football, and we bought them balls to keep them, footballs to keep them busy. Same thing as our volleyball team. Yes.
Your constituency has Mukuru Kwaruben, Mukuru Kwanjenga, which are informal settlements.
Yes.
Is there a way or a plan that you intend to make their living conditions even better?
The best way you can improve somebody's livelihood, first of all, is empower them. Yes. Second one is make sure that they have the necessary social amenities. We need schools, we need roads, tarmac roads, not dirt or mud roads. We need street lights. Nowadays, if you go there, even now at about 9:30, 10 or 11 o'clock, if you go to a place like Pipeline and Kware, they're still doing their business because you put not only the tarmac roads, but also put street lights. So they're able to continue doing business even in the evening. That is growing the economy of the area. So I intend to continue for providing facilities. We need high schools. We have we intend to get not only probably two additional high schools during my tenure, but also two additional primary schools, so that at least people can enjoy what is this so-called free primary and secondary education. Yes.
You're also a national leader, and talking about people who voted for you and those who didn't vote for you. Also, the president touched on the unity of the nation and even the Building Bridges initiative. What's your view on this?
Actually, immediately following the next day after being elected, I called on everybody, whether you supported Mawathe or did not support Mawathe. Now, I am your member of parliament, and I will serve you generously and together. I will not select that so-and-so voted for me. When I put a road to be constructed, I don't say this should not pass by so-and-so's door because they never voted for me. I'll bring development to all the people. Actually, when I issue bursaries, I don't select that so-and-so voted for me, so-and-so did not vote for me. All of you queue, and the first person on the queue, I give bursaries with my own hands, just to ensure that nobody even attempts to even sell bursaries like previously was being done. I issue bursaries, the bursary forms, with my own hands. And as coming up, I'll also be issuing the checks with my own hands to ensure that there is no corruption in any way. So I've called on the unity of all the electorates and all the residents of Embakasi South. So same thing with nationally. We've been pulling apart, or rather creating unnecessary rifts in the country, and we need to grow the economy. Sadly, in Kenya, we are politicking for the 60 months of the 5 years, and we need to stop that. We need to concentrate on growing the economy. We need to concentrate on ensuring that we create jobs. We need to concentrate on ensuring that we build a good atmosphere for investors to be able to come and invest. We need to concentrate and make sure that we industrialize this country. So there is need to move away from politicking to building the economy. There is need to move away from politicking to ensuring that we create employment for our youth. We have so many unemployed youth, and it's about time our national leaders, including me, concentrate on the most important thing, and that is ensuring that we grow the economy to where it's supposed to be. Yes, I understand. Per the IMF, we are supposed to hit the 10 trillion economy. Kenya is supposed to win the 10.1 trillion shillings as an economy, and a GDP of 200,000 shillings. But that's not good enough yet. You know, we are comparing, or should be comparing to ourselves to the likes of South Africa, whose GDP is 600,000 shillings, and they're actually an upper middle class economy. So we need to continue growing the economy. We need to reduce the cost of electricity and the cost of fuel, and especially the electricity. That way we're able to attract more industries and more factories. There is no way that we can attract factories in the country at the current rate of electricity. Yes.
Very quickly on the Big Four agenda, as a leader and also your constituents, what you can tell them about the Big Four agenda and your efforts to make sure that the Big Four agenda also touches them wherever they are, being a very vast constituency that you are the leader.
Not only is it vast, but also diverse.
Yes.
And in the needs of residents in one part of the constituency are very, very different from the needs in a different area of the constituency. So I'll continue working with the governor, my governor, and a good friend of mine, and I wish to thank him for his support, Governor Sonko, to ensure that we improve, we improve the health hospitals in Embakasi South. If possible, we would want for him to put up a good size health, if not grow the one that if he's not able to put up one, grow the improve the one that is currently there. As far as the other one is housing, by providing the foundations and the infrastructure like roads and the such, also continue to find ways to really improve on the housing situation in my constituency. Exactly.
As we wind up, somebody had texted me when I was coming here on the land grabbing issue in Embakasi, which has been really, really rampant. Actually, yes. Even former MPs we've seen them actually trying to fight this scourge in your constituency. Yes,
there's a lot of land grabbing. A lot of land grabbing has happened in Embakasi South, and to the point whereby we don't have facilities for public utilities. I'll give you an example. Public utility field was sold to some private individuals in Kware. Same thing with Imara Daima, and so we don't have funds are available, or funds we've been promised by the Ministry of Education after I wrote to them that please find us land and we'll be able to assist you in constructing a school. But we're not able to find one. Why? Because public utility land has been grabbed to the point whereby there is no space to even build a health center. I'll give you an area like a pipeline. We'd want to put up something in Pipeline Estate. There is no space for putting even a single-story school structure in Pipeline. But we'll continue working together with the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Lands, and to ensure that we find enough space as far as to be able to construct the public utilities, things like schools. The other one you had asked previously about the national issue is actually the other day I noticed that the president was talking about the probably availing some land to some foreign to Uganda, and that's an opportunity for job creation. How many jobs will that inland depot create?
Many.
Yeah. How many? How much within? If we can get all the containers to Uganda and Congo to come through Kenya as compared to going through Tanzania, that's also job creation. That's growing the economy. Let's start looking at this thing. What is the potential benefit of the entire thing? President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has worked very well to try and grow this economy, and I thank him very much for the efforts that he's making. And all the leaders that are looking at bringing everybody together and uniting the country, including building the bridges. Led by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and also my party leader being involved. We are all members of the Building the Bridges. We are represented there also.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. We are pressed for time.
Yes.
We were speaking to MP-elect of Embakasi South, Mr. Julius Mawathe, on perspective, giving us an insight on what even Embakasi constituents and the politics of the nation as a whole. Until next time, it's bye from me, but more news is coming up next.